Hello students, welcome to ePhysics. Students, in this video we will be discussing about Pythagoras theorem, and related to this we will be discussing few questions related to the Pythagoras theorem. Now students, Pythagoras theorem is only applicable in a right angled triangle. Let us consider we have a right angled triangle. Let us name it as A, B, C. Now students, let us consider this angle A is a 90-degree angle. Therefore, we have a triangle ABC which is right angle triangle. So, in a right angle triangle, the side opposite to the 90-degree angle is called the hypotenuse. It is the hypotenuse. And one of the side is the perpendicular and the other side will be called as the base. Okay, and in a right angle triangle you will have to remember one thing, that hypotenuse is always the longest side in the right angle triangle. Let us consider, students, the length of side AC is equals to small b. The length of AB is equals to small c, and the length of BC is equals to small a. Okay. Now, Pythagoras theorem says that the square of hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the square of perpendicular and the square of base. Okay. Now, here we have considered the length of the hypotenuse is A, therefore A square is equals to perpendicular square plus base square. Let us consider the perpendicular length is B. Okay, so it will be B square plus the length of the base is C. So it will be C square. Okay, so this is how the Pythagoras theorem works. So related to this, we will solve few questions and try to understand how the formula is applied in solving the maths. So students, here we have the first question on the screen. Along with that, the hint is also given. So don't look into the hint, look into the question. So we have the question. A 5-meter long ladder, when set against the wall of a house, reaches a height of 4.8 meter. So, students, we know that wall always stands straight. So, this is a wall and a 5-meter long ladder is being, set against the wall. So, it will be something like this. So, join the base of the ladder and the base of the wall. So the ladder is 5 meter in length, and when it is lying against the wall, it reaches the height of 4.8 meters according to the question. So how far is the foot of the ladder? Foot of the ladder, that is this point, from the wall, that is foot of the wall, that is this point. So we have to find this length. So students, we have been knowing from Pythagoras theorem that perpendicular square plus base square is equals to hypotenuse square. So here let us consider the perpendicular is 4.8. So it is equals to 4.8 ka whole square, and let us consider the length. This length from the foot of the ladder to the foot of the wall, B small b. So this is B square is equals to hypotenuse square, which is 5 ka square. So here we can write it as B square is equals to 5 square minus 4.8 ka whole square. Students, we can simply solve it as 5 square is 25 minus 4.8 ka square, and after solving it you will get the answer. But it is a lengthy process, So you have been doing it traditionally, okay? So let's see a formula from the algebraical identities that will help us to solve these kind of questions very easily. Here, students, we are able to see that it is 5 square minus of 4.8 square. So students, we have a formula in algebra, that is, if we have something like a square minus b square, we can write it as a plus of b multiplied by a minus of b. So this is one of the easy formulas, so we can solve it in that way. So here it becomes 5 plus 4.8 multiplied by 5 minus 4.8. Clear? This is one of the easiest ways to solve these kind of question. Here, obviously, the square of 5 and 4.8 is easy to find, but if we have a 2-digit number, if we have a 3-digit number, 4-digit number, that will be a lengthy process to solve. So this is one of the easiest ways. So here, this will be equal to 9.8 multiplied by 0.2. Now, when we calculate it, it is somewhere around 6 carried 1, 19. Okay, now it is 1.96 meters. Okay, now here we have b square is equals to 1.96. So when we solve it further, when we shift the square on the right hand side, it becomes root under 1.96. So it is meter in unit, of course. So the root under 1.96 is equals to 1.4 meters. So the length between, or the distance between the foot of the ladder and the wall is 1.4 meters. So this is how we solve these kind of questions. So let's move to the next question now. So students, we have the second question on the screen, and students, this is one of the most important questions from this Pythagoras point of view. Okay, so let's see the question and try to solve it. A tree is broken by the wind but does not separate. Okay, so let us consider we have a tree and this is something like this. Let us consider this is the whole tree. Okay, and it breaks from here. So when we draw the figure, this figure stands straight and this figure, it falls down on the ground and touches the ground at any point. Okay, when we join it, we get a straight right, we get a right angle triangle over here. See, okay, now if the point from where it breaks is 9 meter above the ground, it is 9 meter above the ground from where it is breaking, that is, this is equals to 9 meter. Okay, now and above the ground, and the top touches the ground at 12 meter from its foot. So it touches the ground at 12 meter from its foot. Okay, now we have to find the total height of the tree. Total height of the tree, let us consider this as h. Okay, the total height of the tree will be 9 plus h. And according to the figure here, students, we can clearly see this is the h part of the tree. So how will we solve it now? Let's solve it. We know, students, from Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is equals to perpendicular square plus base square. So hypotenuse square, let us consider perpendicular is 9, so 9 ka square plus base is equals to 12 ka square. So h square will be equal to 9 ka square is 81 and 12 ka square is 144. Here h square is equals to 225. When we shift the square on the right hand side, it is equals to square root of 225, which is equals to 15 meter. Okay, so height is equals to 15 meter, not the total height, the height of the broken part of the tree. So the total height of the tree total height of the tree is equals to 9 plus h meters, which is equals to 9 plus the value of h is 15 that we have found right now, so which is equals to 24 meters. So total height of the tree is 24 meters. So this is how we solve the questions like this. Okay, now so this is it for the today's video, students. The second part of the Pythagoras theorem video by solving few questions will be discussed later on the next video. I hope you understood the things very nicely. Thank you very much for watching the video.